This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
I just wanted to say before I get started here that tomorrow I will be guest hosting for a lesser-known, smaller YouTube channel called The David Pakman Show. So be sure to tune in while I'm guest hosting over there for David, but also come back here because I will also still be here. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Look, cowardice, especially public cowardice, and that is bereft of any shame or dignity on the part of Republicans, seems to be a core value. Who can humiliate themselves the most? The most aggressively, the most shamelessly. And Mike Pence, while he's had flashes of nobility, or at the very least respectability, like on January 6th, for the most part, if we're looking at this from the whole picture of who Mike Pence is, he really is just a weirdo who shows over-the-top affection for Donald Trump. And there is something to be talked about, a conversation to be had about whether it is fear of Donald Trump himself or fear of MAGA world, fear of the cult. And I think it's more fear of the cult than of Donald Trump, but because Donald Trump has his Svengali-like hold, his hypnotic thing going on with so many millions of Americans, people are afraid of him too. So anyway, yesterday, Mike Pence was on with Chuck Todd. Chuck Todd, who I'm sure is a nice guy. He's just not very good at what he does. He's not very good. He chooses deference for the person he's interviewing over deference to the truth and the facts and getting to the bottom of actual questions. And I'm going to play this clip where Chuck Todd is asking a question about if you think Donald Trump violated the United States Constitution by trying to overturn a free and fair election and overthrowing the United States government, then why would you even consider supporting him, voting for him as president if he indeed is the nominee? Because Mike Pence has been all cagey and not wanting to answer this question for months now, and occasionally he gets pushed to the brink of maybe answering it. This is not one of those times. So he directly does not answer the question, which is, if he violated the Constitution, why would you still consider supporting him? He starts rambling about the debate and qualifying for the debate, does not answer. And then Chuck Todd, who, again, I'm sure is a nice guy, doesn't push him, doesn't ask him, hey, whoa, you didn't answer my question, bro. Why, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't even re-ask it. And then he does ask the question, do you consider yourself, Mike Pence, a MAGA Republican? And then he eventually gets there, but he says, you better believe it. And you better believe it because this is nonsense. Watch this.
I want to ask you, though, you're very careful in what you talk about, whether Donald Trump's a nominee, whether you can support him again. If you thought he violated the Constitution, how can you support Donald Trump again for president?
Well, Chuck, what I've said is I'm happy to meet the criteria for the upcoming Republican presidential debates. I'm incredibly proud that more than 40,000 Americans in just 9 weeks have supported our campaign, made it possible for us to qualify for the debate stage. And in fact, Chuck, I think I'm actually going to qualify for the second debate before we get to the first one, because more Americans are seeing that my consistent conservative record, my years as vice president, my years as a governor here in Indiana, my years as a House conservative leader for 12 years are really just what the nation needs. This is no time for on-the-job training. This is no time for distractions. We need leadership on day one.
Do you consider yourself
that'll be able to provide the team and the vision to turn this country around? And I can.
Do you consider yourself a MAGA Republican?
I'm incredibly proud of what we did in the Trump-Pence administration for 4 years, and you better believe it.
How is this a substitute for normal behavior? If you had a friend in your living room and you asked them a question and they answered a completely different question, you would think, oh, we need to get this person to the hospital. There's a problem here. This is just normal course of order for politicians generally, but also for Republicans who are terrified to answer the question. If Mike Pence was the patriotic maven that he acts like he is, he would be proud to say, I will not support Donald Trump's reelection campaign if he is indeed the nominee, because who cares about the party? You care about America. You took an oath multiple times, Mike Pence, to support and defend the document here. The cornerstone, the bedrock, the rules of law upon which this country is built. No pushback from Chuck Todd, who, again, I'm sure is a real nice guy. But do you consider yourself a MAGA Republican? You better believe it, he says. He's a MAGA Republican when it was MAGA world that threatened to murder him. Hang Mike Pence, screamed MAGA world, while he was honoring the Constitution, not just in spirit, but in word and law. Indeed, he did. So what is happening here with the Republican Party with this cowardice, which it is? It is fear. It is the fear impacting how he acts, how he talks, how he thinks. Courage is, what's the saying? That courage is action in the face of fear. It's not that you're not afraid, it's that you act in opposition to the fear that you feel. This isn't courage. This is cowardice on the part of Mike Pence. This is him being so afraid of the base that he can't say what is self-evident, which is Donald Trump violated his oath to execute the duties of President of the United States and to support and defend the Constitution. And Mike Pence is too afraid to just say that, rambling about the debate, ignoring the fact that while a hangman's gallows was erected 1,000 feet from where he stood, there was a mob chanting, "Hang Mike Pence," while they had the implement to do so. But, you betcha, you better believe it, y'all. I'm MAGA Republican. I'm Mike Pence, staring longingly at Donald Trump in photo after photo after photo after photo. I don't understand it. And I'm not particularly courageous. It's not like I sit up on my mighty hill looking down upon Mike Pence. I'm a regular dude with a regular amount of courage. I guess I hold certain things more sacred than Mike Pence, certainly than Republicans. Anyway, what do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Once again, I'll be filling in for David Pakman tomorrow. Check me out there. You can become a commenter on there for me to squelch the haters, because they're going to be there too. If you appreciate what I do and you want to help support my work, click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month, hit the super thanks button, or go over to my Patreon, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. After that, follow me on social media. Tell me how courageous I am. And I'll see you next time. I love and appreciate you guys. Be genuine. Take care of one another.